What's going on, guys? Liam here, and we're doing a recap of round 16 of the 2023 NRL season. And damn, it was a short round, but it was spicy. I'm not going to lie, it was spicy. I'll try and get through this one as quick as I can, guys, because, man, we all know now that this round's finished, it's all about State of Origin this week. But we'll get through this one quickly. But like I said, quite a bit of stuff happened, and got a bit to say on a few of these games, and not much to say on the others. So we'll get through them. Now, we'll go through the games quickly, individually here, then we'll have a look at the ladder and where everyone's sitting, and then we'll go into each game in a little bit more depth. Cowboys get home in double overtime, double golden point, to beat the Panthers. Roosters hold off the Knights. Parramatta flog the Sea Eagles. Storm get it done comfortably over the Tigers, and then Sharkies absolutely hump the Bulldogs with no lubricant. That was rough and pretty damn pathetic. I'm not going to lie. That was really, really bad. Doggies just zero backbone here, was bad. And then all these teams down the bottom here had a bye. So Broncos, Dolphins, Dragons, Bunnies, Raiders, Titans, Warriors all get a rest. How good. They're going to be nice and fresh for next week. All right, let's have a quick look at the ladder. Now, the bye teams haven't got their points yet here, but as far as all the games go, it's all been updated. So big movers, Parramatta from 9th to 5th. However, Raiders, Warriors and Rabbitohs will all jump them once their bye points kick in. Roosters with that dub back up into 9th, not too bad. Seagulls drop out of the 8. These two will get a bye too. Cowboys move up a little bit as well, but yeah, that's not looking good. Like I said, after this round, you do not want to be below 12th. You really don't. So, yeah, we're getting to serious times now. With all the buys and stuff. It feels like there's technically 11 rounds left, but you don't have 11 games to play, sort of thing. So it's starting to get pretty dicey now, guys. It's starting to get pretty dicey. Now, just on these, a lot of people, I just did a live on TikTok not long ago, and people are like, who do you think's going to make the 4? Who's going to make the 8? Blah, blah, blah. There's just a few teams I want to look at here really quickly, and first one is the Broncos. Now, I dare say they're damn close to locking in a top 4 spot, just because if we have a look, they've obviously just had one bye, but they've got 2 byes to go, but so they're going to get 2 points here. They're going to play the Titans, more than likely get 2 points here. Then they've got the Dolphins. I dare say they get that one too. Dolphins just down on troops. Then they've got another bye. Then they've got the Doggies. So there's a good, 2, 4, 6, another 8 points probably going to be slapped on their tally, and that's going to, I dare say, push them pretty damn close to getting a top 4 spot, sort of thing. They do have a little bit of a hard-ish run home. At the start of the year, this would have been an extremely hard run home, but some of the teams aren't what I thought they were going to be. So after that nice run, they do have the Bunnies at home, which is going to be tough. I thought this was going to be a really tough game. It might be hard just because the Roosters do have they're getting some players back, and they're probably going to be fighting for an 8th spot, sort of thing. So, and then they've got to go up to Townsville. I thought this was going to be another really hard game for them, but it might not be. They do have Parramatta. If this was in Parramatta, I'd say it'd be an extremely tough game, but it's at home. But it's still, Parramatta are flying at the moment, so it could definitely be tough. Then they have a bye. Going down to Canberra at the end of the year. Canberra are always good at the end of the year, especially at home, and then they finish with the Storm. So it is a bit of a shaky run home. But they could if they take some L's down here, it could get a little dicey for them to finish in the top 4. But I think they can log enough wins in and around here that that they should make it, sort of thing. So Bronx looking good. Parramatta, who have just shot up to, well, they're only in 8th, but they were down near 15th not long ago, sort of thing. They're looking good too. So they've obviously a few wins on the trot. They have the Dolphins next week. Obviously, this does depend if Moses and Paulo back up, but let's just say they do. I know Wayne normally rests his Origin players, even though it is only Hammer, but he's probably the best player at the moment, sort of thing. So if they get the dub here, then a bye. Then they have Warriors at home, then Titans at home. They can string together a nice few wins here. They could also be pushing up close to that top 4 sort of thing. And then Cowboys up there, we'll have to wait and see. But interesting for Para too. They get the bye at the end of the year, last bye of the round. So got to play Penrith, and then at least they get a bye. So Parramatta finished with a guaranteed 2 points, which is pretty cool, I think. And if they do make the finals, a nice refreshing week coming into the finals. So this could be pretty telling to whether they finish maybe in the top 8, top 4, or not at all. The other one is, I wanted to have a quick look at this one now. These were guys with my smoky to make the 8. Now, I know they just got pumped by the Warriors, but I do think they're better than this scoreline at the very least. Warriors were brilliant in that game, but they've got a bit of a nice run here too. They've got the Roosters, which are definitely they win. They've got the Titans, then the Dragons, and then another bye. That's nice. That's a nice little, possible. 2 points guaranteed, then a possible another 6 points there. That'll push them right up as well, right up in here and possibly lock in their top 8 sort of spot. Then the Wars. Everyone's asked me, are the Wars going to make the 8? Now, I don't think they're guaranteed to make the 8. I really want them to. I'd love to see the Wars in there, but let's have a little look at their run home. So they've just had a bye. Now they have the Dragons with the whole Ben Hunt thing going on. That's pretty good. They do have the Bunnies, which is tough, but I don't know if Troll Mitt's going to be back for this game. Who knows? They've got quite a few Origin players in there now as well. Not too sure what's going on with Walker either. Parramatta, tough game. Sharkies, tough game, but definitely winnable. It's a little rough here. Like, it's definitely not an easy run, but then their last few games, we've got Dolphins, Dragons, Sea Eagles, and Tigers for the last 4 games. So there's at least, I'd say, 4 points here at their last 4 rounds here, and possibly 6 or 8. Never know. But so Warriors looking good too, man. There's I know this. I never like locking in the top 8 this early, but I would not be surprised. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. This isn't a prediction or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is how it finishes. Roughly, not saying in this order or anything like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if these teams are in the top 8 this year and these ones all miss out. I feel like the teams in the top 8 currently, right this second, are more consistent than the bottom 9. What is it? 9 teams now. Sort of thing. These, very, very patchy, same as the Sea Eagles, same as the Titans. Dolphins have been really consistent, a little bit more patchy as of late. I mean, Cowboys had a big win on the weekend, but yeah, what do you do? And then obviously these 3 teams, no chance. And Knights, I think I'd just about have to run the red line through them as well. So, that's where we're sort of sitting. Now, I want to go to this game first before kicking off, because it was just... And I ran the red line through the Doggies last week when they got a hiding from Barra. This was so bad. Now, I heard a lot of people saying, Addo Carr's a bit of loss, and so is Burton. But Burton would have stopped this, man. Like, Burton, this was... They won this in the forwards. Like, look at these tries. ULE, Prop, Mulatala, so Teague, ULE... McInnes, Jack Williams, Hazelton, Nakora, like they were it's forwards just going through and scoring tries under the posts. It was, and that's why Hines was kicking so flawlessly, obviously, because all these conversions were right in front. Because Bulldogs' forward pack is horrible, man. It is so weak. It's not funny. It was so flimsy. I said on my TikTok video, I don't think I've seen a worse forward pack. I definitely haven't seen a Bulldogs forward pack this bad ever. Even when the Bulldogs have sucked, they've always had a pretty good forward pack. You've always been like, you tune in. I mean, I grew up watching Willie Mason, Ogre, Pritchard, Rennie Matua, Sonny Bill Williams. They were always forward pack dominant, and this has just been weak to watch, man. And I'm damn near close to convinced that Serraldo can't coach. That's how bad it's got so quickly. I don't know what he was doing. They were clearly getting pumped through the middle, and he kept Pele on the bench, who's... it's not saying he's a great prop, but he's a handful, and he slaps on defense, and he's got a good line speed. These guys were just getting trucked. They were getting trucked, and they needed more size. They needed more. It was so bad. I couldn't believe how bad that it was. I'd sit in there just going, wow. I haven't seen a forward pack get slapped around like this in a very, very long time. I'd never thought I'd see the Bulldogs would get trucked like that. It was crazy. And then I don't know what he was doing. He shifted Peraz around, and Avarillo went to fullback, and he was moving stuff. I didn't know what he was doing with Ockenball. Was just Alopu was just on there. Just I don't know. He brought on what's his name, Khalid, and then Ockenball was just sort of on there doing I don't know what. You got an 18-year-old kid there playing lock. I mean, he's strong for his age and stuff, and he had a nice little fend off last week against Para, but everyone was saying at the start of the year, did Warriors or the Bulldogs get the better coach from the Panthers, and it's clear that the Warriors have. They've been so well coached, and Bulldogs, I don't understand what they're doing. Like when someone like me who just has, knows footy, but he's not I'm not a coach. When someone can sit here and just see them making blatant coaching errors week in, week out, you're just like, what are you doing, man? It was so bad. And look at this scoreline here. I'm going to show you in a minute. Sharkies weren't even that good. Sharkies were actually pretty bad in this game if you watch it. If you look at their stats, this could have been 80-0. I honestly reckon if they played like that against Melbourne, it would have been 80-0. And it was pathetic. It was so bad. They got a lot of work to do, and I sort of feel like everyone was saying, this is part of their 5-year plan to win a premiership in the next 5 years. A season like this, if they keep getting trucked by teams 48-10, they're not going to take no momentum into next year. And you think Critter's going to come in and make that team that much better? Drop Critter into this team tonight, they're still losing 48-10. It's that's no fix. That's no fix, man. It's the forwards getting trucked here, and as you'll see in a second. So time in possession 29 minutes to 24. They had plenty of possession. 54 to 46% is a solid win in possession, but it's not ridiculous. They still had 46% of the ball. Look at these meters. 1,800 and they only ran for 1,200 meters. That is pathetic, man. That is so bad. That's such a discrepancy. Post-contact meters, 500 to the Sharks, 300 to the Bulldogs. Line breaks, 10 to the Sharks, 3 to the Bulldogs. Tackle breaks, 57 to 34. That's crazy. And this number here, they had so many sets where they didn't even make 30 metres. They literally kicked the ball from the 5 metre line on their fourth tackle. They'd gone 4 tackles, they ran for 5 metres. It was so bad, man. Look at this discrepancy. That is so fast. Average play the ball speed of 3.2 seconds. That is quick. That is that. So they got destroyed in the ruck. Line speed was terrible. They threw around a few offloads at the end, but if we keep going down, I'll show you in a second. Sharkies were tackling terribly. Sharkies did not play great. Their tackle efficiency was putrid tonight. And then look at this. Sharkies made 13 errors and missed 35 tackles. They didn't even play that good. They're not good numbers. They're really not good numbers. Completion rate 74%. That's not good. So they got trucked by 38 points, and Sharks have pretty poor numbers. Yeah, that's so bad, man. I've never seen that before, man. That is nuts. Yeah, I was blown away with. I just could not believe. Last week, I was saying, I've been saying it for 3 or 4 weeks now that Penrith have a pretty weak forward pack and they're getting trucked through the middle. But Jesus Christ, that was atrocious. Can you imagine what Moses Leota and Fisher Harris and all that would do through the middle there? That could have got real ugly. But yeah, super poor effort from the doggies there. But I thought Will Kennedy was good. Nico Hines, I had him for tries. He's my only try scorer I missed, unfortunately. But it was all the forward scoring tries, man. Nakora's brilliant, such a good line runner. Break Bailey, one of the best games I've seen him play. He was great. McInnes was great when he came on too. He was really, really good. And I don't know what the answer is for the doggies, man. I do run through the middle and win the collision and then play off the back of that. But I don't know if they have the cattle for it. I don't know if these guys can win collisions. And I said this I've been saying this since Parramatta beat Bulldogs the first time. If you just send all your traffic towards Reid Marnie and make him a bunch of tackles, I don't know what's happened to Reid Marnie. He is awful. He's so bad now. The first few rounds, he was in everything. He was so energetic, blah blah blah, and he was just getting in dudes' faces. He was shooting off the line, making big tackles. Now he's just getting slaughtered. Everyone just runs at him. That blueprint's clearly been discovered by Parramatta back earlier in the season, and everyone does it now. I was just watching the Bulldogs. Even they were just running at him, make him make a million tackles, and then you watch him just knock-ons, just forward passes. It's so bad. overworked. It's just it's terrible. But he's an absolute shell of himself at the moment, Marnie. Like, he was really good at Parramatta. I always thought he got, and this isn't taken away from him. People were saying, he should be playing Origin and he's this good and he's like top three. I was like, whoa! Even when he was at Parramatta, I was like, whoa! I don't think he's that good. But you know what I mean? He's mean. Like, he's real good. But he's been so bad. I haven't looked at his stats lately, but Jesus Christ, I don't think they'll be too crash hot. He's been absolutely awful. He used to scoot out a dummy half quite regularly and stuff like that. It's just, I guess that's hard to do when your forwards aren't winning the collision. But yeah, that's definitely not perfect from the Sharkies. But yeah, Bulldogs have a lot of work to do. And if they don't fix these problems and get some forwards rolling forward, I'm telling you, next year, like, they're going to be 2 years into this 5-year plan, they're going to finish 13th again. Or 14th. What are they sitting? 15th. Is that worse than last year? I think it is. Yeah, that's not good. All right, let's get on to the Friday night game now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'd had a few whiskies during this game, and I had some family here, so I was on the whiskies and sort of half watching it and stuff like that. But I tipped the Panthers in this one, but I didn't know Moses Leota was out. I think if he was in there, they'd probably get this one quite comfortably. 5 tries to 4. It took them double overtime to get it. Now, the Cowboys were jumping up and down like they won the grand final after this one. And don't get me wrong, good win. I'm pretty sure their season was over if they didn't win it, so they keep their season alive for another week. But I wasn't overly impressed with it. If we just go through the team stats first, I mean, they essentially did win through completion rate, I believe. It was pretty damn close. They completed, slightly higher rate sort of thing. But yeah, so even without Moses, they were still pretty flimsy through the middle. They let the Panthers run for 2 kilometres. Now, usually if Moses and Yo and all that are in, this number would be quite a bit lower, so that obviously would have helped them out quite a lot. But yeah, I expected a bit more of a dominant performance here. I know they were missing a couple of players as well, I get it, but they still lost the tackle break. They still lost the average metres per game. There was a lot of stats they sort of lost. They lost the ruck. Panthers won that handily as well, sort of thing. So look how poorly they tackled. 83%. That's pretty bad, man. That's 17 missed tackles for every 100 you make. That's pretty putrid, man. And look, 59 missed tackles. I mean, that, to me, this was one of those ones. There was absolutely nothing to celebrate for the Cowboys. You're coming up a team missing, 8 players? 8 players missing and at home, and it takes double overtime to get them. That was... and you had your halves, you had your fullback, you know what I mean? All the sort of important players. So, yeah, this was a pretty poor effort, from my opinion. And... not poor effort, like, they were fine, like, they got the dub, and that's all that really matters. But yeah, I was expecting, like, put it this way, I think a lot of Cowboys fans, and I think the Cowboys, from their body language, even Drinkwater, like, pointing at the end of the game like they'd actually accomplished something. That tells me that their team is not good. That they think that's good, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? You can tell when a team's sort of getting, but they do something, they sort of, they're like, okay, we were supposed to do that. They don't celebrate as hardly, but that was like, I don't know, I just saw from the body language, the things that were said after the game and all that sort of stuff, like they were back on track, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. That was not not as good a performance as I sort of thought. But again, they had players out too, so I'll cut them some slack. But I thought Drinky was okay, but not great. Peter Hiku's got to get his butt to the Super League ASAP. He's terrible. This Semi Velemi, so good, man. So good. He's absolutely brilliant. Thought Deards was pretty good. Townsend quiet. I love me some Granville. He was great. It was pretty funny. I can't remember the exact play. Like I said, I was about 10 whiskies deep, but I literally said to my mate who was sitting there, I go, oh man, I love Luciano, but damn, he always makes errors at really bad times, and then boom, drop the ball with like 3 minutes to go or something. I can't remember it might have even been in overtime or whatever, but I was like, wow, that was like so on cue. But yeah, it was pretty nuts. Dylan Edwards, great as always. Love Taruva. Peachy, terrible error at the end of the game there. Salmon was okay. Like I said, it's not his job to do that sort of thing, but I thought he was pretty handy. Cogger was okay. Fisher Harris, brilliant. Spencer was great, but again, I love him as that impact prop. Sorensen, brilliant. Hoskins was okay. Eisenhoff, pretty good. And I'm loving this Lindsay Smith lately. He's been really, really good lately. So, but yeah, I wouldn't be too bothered if I was the Penrith Panthers. Now, I genuinely believe Penrith aren't really shooting for the minor premiership this year. I think they're just gonna. I think they'd keep some aces in the hole and really hit another gear in the final sort of thing. I think we might see some players rested coming towards the end of the year, and I think Penrith know that they can cook any team on their day at full strength. I really do. So yeah, I don't think they're too bothered with that. Wouldn't be too bothered about this loss at all, and I think they're just going to go on and keep playing footy, and then when finals comes. Watch out. We saw that extra gear with Parramatta in the finals. It was, people kept saying, oh, Parramatta sucked. No, bro, Penrith were elite. Knights Roosters. Oh, this was pretty lame, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Now, just going through some players, man. Dom Young, man, he's won me some money lately on the try scorers. Kalen Ponga was absolutely brilliant. Bradman Best is pretty solid too. Gamble, Rocks and Diamonds, Hastings, a little bit similar. But no, I thought it was an okay performance from him. But yeah, not much to say. I just think this is who the Knights are this year. They're gonna jag a game you didn't think they would sometimes. Those 50-50 games are going to win some, they're going to lose some, and then they're going to lose some games comfortably we thought they were going to. I just think they're that team. They're just going to probably be in that bottom five, just, slightly underperforming, stuff like that. Now, as far as this, I actually thought Joey Manu looked sick at fullback. I think Joey Manu's in the same category as Latrell Mitchell and Turbo. I think they're a centre or a fullback. Now, I know they're so good that they can play any position, but they're not 5'8". They're not these other things that they try and make them to be. I think Joey Manu's fits that same mould as those guys, and he's a centre or a fullback. Having him in the halves, I don't think it's worked. Especially he's not a playmaker. He's the guy that finishes the play. He's the guy you make a play for and get him one-on-one or get him to an outside shoulder of someone, then he goes to work and then just makes everyone look silly. And you sort of don't want him he is part of the structure, but you don't want him to be you want him sweeping out the back, popping up when he wants, right, whatever. Having him at 6 where he's like a first or second, no, that's not him. He's a fullback or a centre, and he looked brilliant there. It's good to see Tupou back. Oh, well, he was back last week, wasn't he? But played pretty solid. But yeah, Junior was pretty average. I'm not too sure about him. I'm betting the Roosters can't wait to get Dom Young next year. They need some tall timber out there. Who else was good? Tyrell Mayer's good to see. Angus Crichton again. I don't know, man. He just seems off to me. I'm wishing him to come good. Now Butcher scored a good try. He was pretty. I said, oh Jesus Christ, what's he doing in the front line? But yeah, he was actually not too bad. But pretty grimy game, and wasn't overly impressed with either team, to be honest. Let's have a look at the stats. I mean, look how bad that is from the Knights. 66% completion rate, and Roosters barely any better. This was hard on the eyes. In fact, I half dozed off for this game a few times. It was pretty damn putrid. Both teams running for 1,800 metres. Post-contact metres won by the Roosters. Actually, a player I wanted to give a bit of a rap was Leo Thompson. I think he's really good. He's becoming a really good player. I actually like him. He's handy. What else we got? Tackle breaks 32-33, pretty even. I mean, defence for both these teams. I mean, they're both let 45 metres a set in. That's so bad. Knights win in the middle a little bit. Roosters, plenty of offloads, 15. Jesus Christ. Forced dropouts, 1 to the Roosters, none to the Knights. Tackle efficiency, all right from the Roosters, 89%. Not great from the Knights, 87%. Both missed 32 tackles roughly. Errors 14-13. I mean, this was a cup game. This wasn't a star-studded. Think about this for a second. These teams are stacked with rep players, even with some rep players out. There's a lot of Origin players, Kiwi players in these teams, and you're putting up this. This is trash numbers. I watched my son play on the weekend, man, for their trials for their rugby league, and they didn't make 13 errors, man. And they're 12 years old. Come on, man. Got to be better than that, both of you. Both of you. You both suck. No, you're fine, but just sort your shit out. Catch the ball, man. Catch the ball, bros. Ooh, the hottest team in the NRL, Parramatta. No, the Warriors. Who is the hottest team in the NRL? Who is the hottest team in the NRL? No, it has to be the Broncos, doesn't it? They're on top. Warriors. Oh man, this was just a straight hiding. Now, apparently, a lot of players out for both teams. If we have a quick look, I mean, where were we? Team lists. Yeah, team lists. Other things disappeared. But yeah, so obviously we know Moses, we know Dillbags, we know Junior Paulo, Wiramu Greg, some Sean Lane, a lot of players out. Ryan Madison was in here, and I was like, Jesus Christ, debutant last week, not a 5'8". I was like, ooh, Jesus Christ, but Parramatta just get it done, man. Like, this Ogden dude, man, he's good. He's good. Parramatta found one there. I'll tell you what, Parramatta, like I've said this before, they're just damn good at unearthing, like, unwanted talent and just killing it. It's been great. Bailey Simonson, he's been great too. Who else got tries? Hopgood, was great to see him get one. I mean, only 2 tries in the second half, so it wasn't an absolute tail up, but I think what would keep them happy is there was a try, the coach happy, no tries in the second half for Manly. I think they would have. And Gutho with the boot, he was just slotting them. He was fading them. He was curving them. It was just like, God damn. But yeah, it was a bit of an odd game. So there was a sin bin, and then there was 2 tries. And I was like, oh, Parramatta got this. But then as soon as he came back on, Manly looked really on top. And I was like, oh, shit, maybe Manly will come back here. But then after this try, it was just all one-way traffic. It was just an absolute hiding. They didn't look close to winning, sort of thing. Clint, some people were saying, I did a video saying King Gutho, he's scoring a hat-trick on the King's birthday. Everyone's like, he's not the king. He's not, bro. He's the king, bro. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm just saying he's the king. He's so good, man. He's so good. Mikasivo I had him my anytime try scorers, and he got 2 taken off him as well. This was the thing too. Parramatta had a few taken off him. Like, this could have easily been 40-something. They weren't like, well, that's definitely not a try. It was like, ooh, I don't know, that could have been a try. I thought Simonson's been great. Sean Russell's come good too. I was not sure about these two. I really wasn't. But they've, especially Simonson, he's been really good lately. Taking some good hard carries. And yeah, he's been great. Reba McGillard came on, set the tone. He was great. Brendan Hands, I'm convinced now he has to start the game. Hodgson, he's not it. It's just, I think it was an experiment that was worth taking. Like, if Hodgson came on and just played like, came into Parramatta and played like he used to at Canberra, you've got a gem, but he just isn't it. And this Hands dude's the truth. He's really, really good. This kid here, he's going to be great. Or Ogden. When they get Junior Paulo back, he slots onto the bench, and then when Junior Paulo needs a break, this guy can come on and he's fine. Like, he scored a try, he was winning the ruck, he was absolutely great. Hopgood, brilliant as always. Nakatoa got a try as well. It was good to see. Offering came on, and I thought he was all right. Like, he just he's doing what I was hoping he would do, and what Marty. I always said the Broncos picked up a really good pickup with Tapau, and everyone said what a shit call it was. And I was like, no, because this is the thing. He knows he's not, like, same as Ngawi, he knows that it's not up to him to win the game. He doesn't have to do stupid offloads. Tuck and run, tackle hard, give RCG a break. Just like Ogden can give. You're great. You're fine. That's all he needs to do. He doesn't need to be a hero here. He doesn't need to be the man. He just, like, that's what I thought. Marty Tapau's been great for the Broncos, and he's honestly, for the price they got him, been a steal. You know what I mean? He can, sort of thing. So if he does what he did, like, that's all he has to do. And I was pretty. Aaron Woods on the other hand, man, he's just, I don't know how he's still in the NRL, man. He's so bad. And funny one too. I've been saying over the past like 6-7 weeks that Paseka's got the best second stint in the game. His first stint, he was played like it's normally he was brilliant. I was like, God damn, like, this dude's on. Like, if he comes on and has a second stint like he like he normally does, he's going to be the best on the park. And he came on and stunk it up in the second half. It was so bad. I was like, what are you doing? He's only got one good stint in him. He's the Pangai Junior for Manly. One good stint per second. But yeah, it was a stinker of a second half from him. But yeah, still really, really solid. Who else was good? I mean, Jake Arthurs, he leaked a couple tries. I mean, he was okay, but he's just not there yet. Like I said, he is a genuine backup half. He's not good enough to play week in, week out or anything like that. But it's good to see him have a full run. Schuster, just not good. I was watching this game going, I cannot believe that he's getting shopped around for $1.2 million. I don't think he's worth 600. He's okay, but he's... Like, put it this way, right? Ryan Madison isn't a 6. He was a better number 6 than Schuster was last night. He's just filling in, playing a role. And Ryan Madison was better than Schuster, who's apparently the next big number 6 that's going to change the game. You just got outplayed by Ryan Madison, bro. Come on, man. Got to be better. Like, this Parramatta team's weakened, man. It's weakened. They've got a lot of players out. I know you do. You had 2 out, but Parramatta have their halves. Their best prop, and they've got, their best second row, Dally M second row of the year. They've got a lot out, man. It should have been better. Positional play from Weeks is pretty poor. Saab was getting cleaned up by Siva. I think he's injured, actually. It was nice to see Kohler out some space too. God damn, that dude's quick, man. Damn, he's fast. But yeah, pretty poor effort from Manly. And let's look at some of these stats. 62% of the ball. God damn. Parramatta not perfect, 79% completion rates. Definitely need to get that over 80, but damn close to it. And when your opposition completes at 66%, you're going to be just fine. Look at these metres from Parramatta. Parramatta damn near run for 2,000 metres every game, and if they don't, they're damn close. And that's without Junior Paulo. Damn. Absolutely nuts. And not only that, they restricted the Sea Eagles to 1.1 kilometres. God damn. Absolutely nuts. Post-contact metres, 588 for Parramatta to 390 from the Sea Eagles. Line breaks, not crazy, 6-4. Tackle breaks, though, Jesus Christ, look at this. Parramatta had 42 tackle breaks to 12 from the Sea Eagles. I actually did feel like they were getting the quicker play the ball, so that's a good one. I don't know what it is. I feel like Gutho gets held down longer than any player in the NRL. Like, he gets tackled and people just lay all over him for such a long time before he get up. It's really, I'm like, am I tripping, or does this Gutho just get held down for so long? Like, Gutho's play the ball speed's like 5 seconds. Let's keep going down. But yeah, this is where Parramatta would be pretty damn happy with. 92% tackle efficiency. That's great, to 84% from the Manly Sea Eagles, and 42 missed tackles to 12. 12 missed tackles in a game where NRL is so good. And that's what I think they'll be more happy about, this number right here, rather than this number here. That's great. Now, Parramatta and the Panthers are the only 2 teams that haven't lost games by 13 plus, and that's why they obviously both have great for and against. Like, check out Parramatta here. Parramatta have the second best for and against in the comp, man. That's insane. That is insane. Better for and against than the Broncos, who've got the most wins in the league. Do you know how crazy that is? That's absolutely nuts, man. That's what I'm saying, man. This is what I was saying with Parramatta at the start of the year. I was saying the losses they're getting, I'm actually happy with them. Like, they were good losses. They were losing by 1 point. They were getting, not robbed, but just like a fluky try at the end of a game and stuff like that. And they were losing well. And like I said, they're the only 2 teams that haven't lost by 13 plus. And it's showing now. And like I said, this is going to go a really long way for Parramatta. Continue to climb in this, because like, there's a lot of tied sort of there's a lot of tied action in here. So this could be a home final, top 4, top 8. You don't know, but yeah, really good for Parramatta putting on some scores here. And like I said, they've got a nice little window here to chalk up some more wins, sort of some big wins as well. So. Yeah, solid from them. Seagulls, I feel like they're that team. Like, they won by 50 last week. I feel like that's their sort of DNA this year. They're gonna flog some teams. They're gonna get flogged sometimes, and you just don't know what you're gonna get with them. They're a punter's nightmare right now, I'm telling you. West Tigers Storm, big Alex Twal. I mean, who cares about Warbrick scoring 4 tries? Twal, he scored 1. Come on, man. But the real MVP, right here, Clemmer. When that ball was loose, Clemmer could have easily reached out and put a hand on it. He pulled his hands back, let Twali score. What a legend. Oh, man, how good. So good to see. Now, I won't go into this game a whole heap, but look, at the end of the day, Brendan Wakeham's not NRL standard. Toa's not a number 6. And I felt like when I was previewing this game, I was like, damn, you got some big athletic running. Like, that's honestly one of the most athletic 1-7s I've ever seen. Like, this is so much crazy athleticism. You know, when you say Noffeloom's the worst athlete in your back 7, you've got a pretty good back 7. And they just kept trying to be fancy. Just run, bros. They should have just played like they were 13 forwards and just roll through, hope for the best. But they tried to match it with Melbourne, and Melbourne just way too good. Wakeham's not ready yet. But having said that, the rest of these guys, they're great. I mean, when they have Dewey and if they re-sign Brooks, they got a good team, man. They got a good team. Bateman was good. But yeah, let's not harp on this game too much because not much really happened. We'll just go through the team stats a little bit. 82% completion rate, very Melbourne. That was great. 30 minutes in possession, that's great. Ran for 1,800 metres, good. Line breaks 4-3, so nothing crazy. Tackle breaks, Tigers actually won that as well. This is what I'm saying, the big athletic dudes, like they're busting tackles like crazy. Average set distance, 47 to 47. There's plenty of sets, and again, they're big, athletic and strong. They win the ruck. They win the ruck every damn week. 3.7, that is ridiculously fast. That's so good. Plenty of offloads from the Tigers. What else? What else we got here? Anything else interesting? Tackled great. So all the formula's still in there. It's just just lacking a bit of polish. Obviously, and missing their halves and stuff like that. 21 missed tackles. I could be pretty happy with that. Melbourne 36, not horrendous, but definitely not a Melbourne Storm performance, and both teams plenty of errors as well, 10-12. And let's move on. Let's go. Let's get this thing in. Oh, we're done. We're back to the Bulldogs. Damn. How good. We smoked through that. How good. And so goddamn, we're on. We're on. All right, let's have a quick look at next week's games, guys, real quick, and then we're done. The Dragons have the Warriors. Big chance for the Warriors to really cement their spot in that 8 against the Dragons, who are in turmoil. Will Benny Hunt even play? Who will? That's on Friday night, so Benny Hunt might not even back up on that because he would have played State of Origin 2 days before, and he's asked out, so maybe he doesn't even play in that game. If they don't, we'll go Warriors 13+. Eels versus the Dolphins. God damn, that should be a good one. Not too sure if Hammer will back up for this one. Not too sure if Moses and Junior will back up in this one. But it'll be very interesting to see. Or maybe they'll get injured. Touch wood, they don't. Penrith Knights. Jesus Christ, this could be ugly. We have the Storm versus Seagulls. Seagulls going to want to bounce back after that Parramatta performance. Then we have Broncos versus the Titans. How good. That's good. Ooh, this says first. Maybe this is re-uploaded. Let's see if they're... No, it hasn't. Come on, man. So, yeah, Broncos, Titans. Both have plenty of players. So Big Folk, Big Moe, Tino, Payne Haas, Carrigan. If I was the Broncos, I'd rest players. There's absolutely no need to win that game. Absolutely no need. I mean, like, of course you want to win it, but, like... Do you really need to risk, those guys backing up and injuring themselves? I mean, imagine if Paddy Carrigan goes down in this game. You'd be devastated. Rabbitohs Cowboys, interested to see the team list come out. See if Walker and Latrell are okay or where they're sort of at. And then we have Roosters Raiders. Roosters clinging on for dear life in 11th. Ooh. And then we have 3 buys as well. Doggies. Ooh, Sharkies get one. So that was a nice little win for them. 4-point round. And then the Tigers as well. So Tigers and Bulldogs will get 2 points, which means, Dragons, if they lose, are going to be on the bottom. Damn. God damn. That's it, guys. We're done. Thank you all so much for watching. So I won't do Team List Tuesday this week. I'll just do the games when they're ready. And I've already done my State of Origin video if you want to check it out. And we'll do an Origin recap as well. I'm not too sure if I'll do it directly after the game or next morning sort of thing, but we'll check that out and get that cracking too. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and have a good... Well, it's not even... Oh, yeah, it is the weekend. I was about to say have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you on the next one.